Hello, it's Belle. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another video. It's gonna be another recent read. Still getting caught up. First is The Moth Keeper. It's a graphic novel. Random House Kids, Penguin Random House, had sent me an advanced reader's copy, so thank you so much. This is full of traditions, folklore, mythology, vibes, friendship, and connection. This has also loneliness, parent abandonment, pressure, responsibility, and hope. This has the important themes of community and traditions, as well as friendship and how much you really need good friends. Also, not having to face everything alone. Did get confused at some points, but overall enjoyed this a lot, and the art is absolutely stunning. And then I read Garlic and the Vampire by Bree, Paulsen, and Harper Alley had sent me this and the sequel, and they're both out now. And it's a graphic novel. And this was such a cute and charming, heartwarming, magical read, and I loved it. We have a very unlikely hero in here who faces her fears and discovers how brave she really is. Great messages in here also. Love the take the author took with the supposedly scary character of the story. Such a cozy adventure full of imagination and atmosphere. Also just such a unique story. Highly recommend. And I read them back to back. The sequel, Garlic and the Witch by Bree Paulsen. And the sequel was just as charming, magical, heartwarming, and cozy as the first, if not more so. And I just love these so much. More great themes on friendship, self-discovery, courage, change, and more. Love the direction this one took and the twist to it as well. So good. And just love this art by the author, Bree Paulsen, as well. I don't know if there'll be more, but I hope so. I'm not sure because of the way it ended, but I mean, they could take it a different direction. But just love these. And then I read Francine, Pascal, Sweet Valley Twins, the graphic novel, Best Friends by Nicole, Andelfinger, and Claudia, Aguirre. And Random House Kids, Random House Graphic had sent me this. I sent a hardback copy, and the naked is the same as the cover. Art's beautiful. And I grew up reading all the Sweet Valley Twins books. And so I was so excited to read this graphic novel adaptation of the first book. And I had such a fun time and was very nostalgic for me. I despise Jessica in this, and I don't remember if I did when I read the novel when I was a kid, but I may have. I don't think I would have kept reading unless she got better though, so hopefully she does in these adaptations as well. It was so good being back with these sisters and their story. There's some small changes, of course, to make it for kids today, like the addition of cell phones. I had such a fun time going down memory lane, so to speak, and can't wait for the next one. And then I read the first in the Miraculous Sweetmakers series, The Frost Bear by Natasha Hastings. And I have the UK edition. Illustrations. And then HarperCollins had sent me the US edition, which I'm so happy because I wanted both of them. But what a delightful, magical, highly atmospheric story with so much depth and meaning. I love this so much. The setting of 1683 London with the Great Frost is so atmospheric just in itself. The core of the story is grief, but also family and friendship. It handles all these topics beautifully and weaves them with the magical superbly. 1600s London during the Great Frost, like I said, with the frozen themes, is so atmospheric all in itself. Then add the frost fair, both the daytime and the magical night, and that atmosphere jumps up even higher. Rich, vivid, magical writing brings everything into beautiful detail. So imaginative. Perfect read while snuggled cozy in a blanket with some hot chocolate. Amazing characters that pull at your heart. Our main character, Thomasina, has been dealt such a great loss and carries so much guilt from it and loneliness. Her dad is changed and becomes distant and short. Her mother stays in bed, hasn't talked since the loss, and Thomasina has to take care of her along with helping her dad with the business stuff, taking care of the home, cooking the meals. So much on her young shoulders. It was so beautiful when she meets Anne and watching the friendship grow and develop. Then another character we meet later who becomes her friend and his connection to someone from the magical side and that whole backstory. And the backstory of the magical Frost Fair and the man that Thomasina makes the dangerous wish with are so intriguing. Also intriguing and gripping. Terrific pace and love the way the story unfolds. When everything unknown comes to light, I was just so engrossed. More and more of the truth unraveled. So good. That ending was phenomenal and emotional in all the best ways. Every detail in here with the Frost Fair, Father Winter, Indigo, the Frost Folk, Grey Cloaks, Frost Beasts, and so much more was so fascinating and vivid. Honest, beautifully touched on themes, like I've said, including death, grief, loneliness, guilt, and even asthma and mental health. There is a great example of how especially women in history like this were treated like they were insane, literally, and the places they were sent against their will and how they were treated. Sickening. Just highly recommend these. Heartwarming, deeply moving, charming, magical adventure, and I can't wait for the next one. Then I read Heroes of Havensong, Dragonboy by Megan Reyes. And Random House Kids, or Penguin Random House, has sent me this. Thank you so much. Because wow, this book is Definitely become one of my new all-time favorite reads for sure. And I can't say phenomenal with enough capitalization or enough exclamation points to express just how much I love this. This has the most fantastic and immersive world building as well as phenomenal story building. You learn so much about this world, some of its backstory, each of our main characters, about their stories and the area of this world they're in, etc. But it never feels like too much or that you won't remember it all. It's just so brilliantly done. The chapters alternate points of view between our 4 main characters, and to begin with, each shows different time periods with each chapter leading up to the Great Fourth War until we were all caught up on events that led up to it and are at present time with everyone. Each main character is so unique and amazing in their own way. Blue and Ren have my heart the most though, but no matter the point of view I read from, I stayed enthralled in the story and so intrigued. Such engaging, detailed, vivid, imaginative writing. The magic system in each layer of it, for a better word, is so refreshingly unique. The magics are my favorite part, especially when they growl. There are so many incredible details that make up this world and story. I just can't list them all, and I wouldn't want to. I don't want to spoil any minute of this for anyone. We have a favorite of mine, high stakes, race against time, fast-paced adventure that you can't put down. Then the twists make it even more impossible to stop. You have to know. From what I've heard about adult epic fantasy, this gives me middle grade epic fantasy vibes, for sure. This has friendship, family, magic, danger, suspense, more magic, adventure, fate, bravery, so much heart, and dragons. Highly, highly, highly recommend. I'm just left speechless that this is a debut novel. Just wow. And I need that next book. And then I read my next Gail, Carson, Lavine book, Sparrows in the Wind. And HarperCollins had sent me this. Thank you so much. Just wow. I read Ella Enchanted not long before this one, and I loved it. But I loved this book even more. This was absolutely phenomenal. I love the author's take on ancient Troy and the Amazons and so much more. The book is split into 2 parts. The first part is told from Cassandra's point of view and shows the events that led up to the war on Troy's side. And the second part is told from an Amazon warrior princess named Ren's point of view when she joins the fighting in the war. The writing is gripping and such a perfect flow, and I flew through this. There's so much to this that makes it amazing, and I devoured this book. Aries has my heart. The ending was so epic, and the very end had me smiling ear to ear. I was so happy, and I love that. Highly recommend. And I read D&D Dungeon Club, Roll Call by Molly Knox, Ostertag, and Xantha, Bouma. It's a graphic novel. HarperCollins or Harper Alley sent me this. This is out now. What a beautiful, thrilling game-style adventure that shows the perils of middle school, being a kid, and challenges, but also gifts of true friendship, and I just love this. And characters are first introduced in here with stat blocks attached with their names, just like in a game. All the little details like that added to the story were so great. There's so many great themes and messages in here. Friendship, change, bullying, parental abandonment, and more. Just had so much fun with this and love the character development with our characters. And the art is so beautiful. And I hope there will be more. It says 1, so I'm hoping there'll be more. Then I read the next in one of my favorite series, Theodora, Hendrix, and the Snare of the Shadowmongers by Jordan Copy. I don't know how to say it. Full of illustration. I was so happy to be back with Theodora, her family, and Dexter for another mysterious adventure. We even go to New York for a bit in this one, which was great. Way too much, but I love the mystery adventure of this one, and the twists were phenomenal too. One especially just blew my socks off. Could not believe that happened. Loved it. Every bit of this was so engaging, vividly detailed and imaginative, spooky while at the same time being charming and heartwarming. The author is a genius at pulling all that off together. Great humor as well. Friendship and especially family are always the core of these magical stories, and I just simply adore them. Just all these books. Then I read the second book in the Greystone Secret series, The Deceivers by Margaret Peterson Haddix. And this second book was just as incredible as the first book. The chapters continue to alternate points of view between the 3 siblings in this one, but we also get the added in point of view chapters from Natalie occasionally as well. Thoroughly enjoyed that because I love her so much. We continue our adventure immediately following the end of the first book, and we have more to accomplish than ever. The stakes are still so high. There's even more danger and suspense, and these kids just make the best team together, the best dynamics. Just highly recommend. Alright, y'all, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you see any that you want to read now, have you read any of them already? Did you like them? Did you not? Let me know in the comments. And if you'd like to subscribe, I would love that if you'd like to. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye.